First I want to congratulate Coach Bear and the softball team. Just huge win today against Auburn. That was I only got to see like a couple innings, but I fortunately got to see the double play to end it, which was awesome. So congrats to them. Um, Obviously it's always fun to honor the seniors in the right way, and so to win the game today and especially the way it went. Obviously, AJ just been a huge addition to our program this year, and it's really scuffled the last 4 or 5 weeks and just trying to get through and get back to himself. And it was awesome to see him do that on senior day, save our bullpen. All the guys had to throw last night, and for him to go out there and do that on senior day, just been a big part of our program, and just happy for him to kind of get back to where he was and to, get that feeling before we get into the tournament was huge. And so just proud of, just not throwing in the towel, just continuing to work, trying to get back to that and work. And so it was awesome to see that. And then obviously just Jordan Rathbone's been such a big part of this program the last 2 years, 3 years, but he goes from Gonzaga to South Mountain Junior College and cross country, doesn't know anybody except Ryan Saltonstall. And, gets here and just a rough year for him, just, I think, making the transition and not playing the way that he wanted to. And then the last 2 years, just, one of the toughest kids I've ever coached, just cares. He just has bought in, just been a great person for all the offensive players to just watch and hopefully emulate, and just to see the amount of work that he puts in, the care, the attention to detail with his routines and his preparation, and just to hit in the middle of the lineup, and really to go from a guy 2 years ago who couldn't get on the field to, hitting big home runs, and he's going to be all conference this year, and just come a long way. I'm really, really proud of him, the kid that he's become, and I just can't wait to see what he does with his life. I think it's going to do great things just because of his work ethic and how much he cares, and just been a big part of this program. And then obviously the Skinner family. They've been a big part of this, and they'll always be a part of this program, but obviously, the time that he should have been here and getting able to honor him on senior night and having them on the field, and just to have Scott and Judy and Molly there was awesome. And, you got to give props to Terry, and just worked out perfectly that Houston was here and he got to come on the field and take a picture with him, the guy that recruited him and believed in him first. And I thought it was just kind of, just awesome how it worked out that way. So for him to come over and be able to take pictures and stuff, I thought that was awesome. And but they just meant so much. And Joe has meant, again, I've never got to meet him, but he's been a big part of my life, just knowing that, he belonged in the dugout and should have been there and didn't get that opportunity. As a dad, and I lost a teammate when he was 29 years old. So just to know kind of, not being able to experience life, but also know what the family's going through. And my teammate, I'm still really good friends with their parents, and just to know what the anguish they've gone through, and just to bring some positive light to the family, and just to know the care that they have in this program, and to see the 38 jersey on the field every game, and just know that he's with us has been a big part of this program, and just proud that he was here today. So, but we got off to a great offensive start and get the 5 runs. It was awesome. Guys did a great job. And, the hard day to score runs with the wind, again, just howling in. Jordan Rathbone should have had 2 home runs tonight. Just absolutely crushed balls. Trent Taylor's ball on the 9th or 8th is probably a home run. So, we had some great offensive approaches. We just couldn't score runs after that. But when Jack and AJ pitched the way that they did, and just really proud of him. And Jack Sinclair, just been great what he's done this last half of the year. And I told him, if that's the last time you step foot on this mound, man, just proud of how far you've come and how much you've meant to this program. And just to see the growth that he's made in the last 4 years has been awesome. So, we won the series, which is great. Cincinnati's just hanging on with us, taking 3 from Tulane. So, tomorrow matters about who's home team. We know we're locked in, to the game, but who's going to be home team and all that. So, we'll come out tomorrow, try to sweep. And, and again, it's always been about getting the best team that we can, the best team that we possibly can at the end of the year. We're playing better baseball now. So hopefully we can just ride this wave as long as we possibly can.
Coach, you got to talk a little bit more about the relationship you formed with the Skinner family the last few years. You know, you didn't know him coming in, but you've kept him an important part of this program with the jersey and awarding the player who had the best game to get to wear the number 38. That's been a really cool thing you've done. You just kind of talk about what that's like been like for you, just kind of getting to know the entire family the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, just early on, obviously him supposed to be a freshman when I got here. And so again, that class was very tight. A lot of friends that played together, grew up together. They all had tattoos of Skinner Strong. And so from the day one that I got here, and again, I knew about the story before I got here, just following college baseball and, and him, just obviously his death and stuff was something that, I was aware of, and then he got drafted. So I was aware of that as well. So I knew of the story, but as soon as I got here, man, it didn't take me very long to just really, being able to hear it firsthand from the players and stuff. And, again, I just felt a tug on my heart from day one, knowing that, man, this kid should be in the locker room. He should be in the dugout. And he's not here. And again, I think knowing that I lost a teammate, just a couple years after graduation and stuff and to cancer, like, I just know how difficult it is, just to know that he didn't get to experience this. I also know how much pride I have in my college career and not necessarily how good I was, but just the experience that I got to have of being able to do it and play in front of fans and all that. And it's just different than high school. And you just didn't get to experience that. And again, just seeing my friend's parents, even today, it's been, 13 years, I think, since he passed away. And, I still talk to the parents several times a year, and just to know that they still hold on to it, and it's still a difficult time. And just to know that his parents didn't get to see him and again, I know what pride my family had in watching me out on the field. And so, and again, but just knowing that he should have been there, just really tugged on my heart. And, just wanted the family to know that, we were here for them when he committed, and UCF was here for them when, through his high school years, and obviously through the difficult time of the, the 5 months that he had to fight cancer, and that we're still going to be here. And that, I know that he's with us, and I know that, it would mean a lot to them to be able to see him play. And obviously Dallas wearing the number 38 jersey. And just, again, Dallas and taught me a lot just about, they were so close and best friends. And so just learning just how much it meant to the family to have that 38 jersey on the field, and just feeling like they felt like that was Joe on the field. Like, when Beaver left, like, Brian Hill, our equipment guy, and I just kind of not debating, but we were just coming up with ideas. Do we not give anyone the number? Do we ever give it out? Like, all those kind of things. And he really was the one that first came up with the idea, brainstorm, and just, what if we give it out to kind of a player that of the game? And, because we've hung it in the dugout before, but just felt like, since he still should have been here, he still should have been on the team. Like, they should have that 38 jersey, but how do you pick somebody that's worthy enough to wear the jersey just overall? Obviously Dallas was a different situation. So we just felt like giving it to the player of the game was an honor, and it should be an honor to wear that jersey and to represent that family. And, we talk a lot about it. The Skinners come and talk to our team every year. And, again, Dallas was the one that kind of, we talked about it, was like, hey, like, or Joe Sheridan was the one that really, when we first decided to do this, kind of stood up and said, look, man, like, you don't disrespect this jersey. Like, there's a certain standard that you need to live or to play the game by, because this is you're playing for, like, as Joe Skinner on the field, and his parents are here at every game, and you better represent the right way. And it doesn't mean you have to get hits or strike people out, but you're going to play the game hard, and you're going to make them proud that you're wearing the jersey. And I just think it's resonated, obviously the things we do on Skinner night, and, on his birthday at Tulane, we all wore the shirts and the hats for practice. But just trying to continue to honor him and his family, and just make sure that they know, how much we love them, and how much he means to our program, how much they mean to our program. And again, just to have Scott and Judy and Molly there was awesome. And I know it meant a lot to them, and just knowing that makes me feel really good, and just proud of everything that this program and this university has done to continue to honor them.
You talk about about senior night. AJ Jones coming out. I mean, he's had some troubles over the past couple of weeks. Can you talk about his performance at tonight and how you've seen his development over the past couple weeks or so, and what that means for him going into the conference tournament?
Yeah, I just think AJ's put a lot of pressure on himself. Has a couple of bad starts. Obviously moving him around the rotation. And he just got to be better at handling that pressure in terms of, I'm sure he, didn't want to come out of the rotation, and so you put more pressure. I got to pitch well this week. Like I got to play well. I got to get through the first inning, and just a lot of nerves. I think put a lot more pressure on himself, and just didn't pitch like he could pitch because he just had too many auxiliary things going on outside of his body and inside his mind that I don't think allowed him. So jumping on the lead, having a 5-0 lead when he comes in the game, I think just allowed him to relax and just, he got into a couple of tight spots and was able to pitch out of it. Again, those are the things that he hasn't been able to do lately, where he's gotten into some tight spots early in the game and given up a home run or a big hit to clear the bases, and then just let it snowball. When you get a 5-run lead, it's a lot easier to be able to, hey man, like if I give up a couple here, no big deal, like just attack. And so I just think the runs allowed him. He just got to do a better job of understanding that you can't control that stuff. You just got to pitch like you got to lead and not worry about giving up runs. The way to not give up runs is to not worry about giving up runs. And the minute you start to, oh my gosh, bases loaded, if I give up a hit here, this is going to happen. That's when things don't move the way they're supposed to. The body doesn't move the way it's supposed to. The ball doesn't move the way it's supposed to. And you don't execute the way you're supposed to. And so I just think the 5-run lead allowed him to kind of take a deep breath and say, okay, like, if I give up a couple runs here, we still got the lead. Just go out there and be myself. And so I think that just gave him the comfort. He was able to go out and kind of pitch the way that he pitched for the first half of the season. So, but just proud of him again to get that confidence going and to understand, man, you're the same guy. You just got to go out and compete and pitch, and forget about everything else. Don't worry about the score. Don't worry about what's on the line. Just worry about executing pitches. But I think it's a good thing for him to do that going into the tournament. Because we're going to need him. If we're going to win this thing, everyone's going to need to step up, but especially him and Kenny and obviously the bullpen. Obviously Jack and Hunter are going to have to do their thing, but like collectively, they're all going to have to do their best. Like we're going to have to play our best baseball. And so having him do that hopefully gives him confidence going into the tournament to know that he can continue to do that and get back to where he was. And because we're going to need him to do that in the tournament for us to win it.
Coach, I know it's been a different kind of season in terms of, stadium capacity early on, but it seemed like it was a nice crowd tonight. And one thing I wanted to ask you about, what can you say about the guys in UCF marketing or brand development? I'm not sure what department they're in, but they've been bringing the energy all season long. And I know you play in 2:00 games, double headers like on a Friday, and maybe there's not a lot of people there, but the guys in the costumes, they've been doing a good job keeping the energy up. What can you say about what they've been able to provide this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. I just feel bad because, the whole reason why we have them out there is just to try to get the crowd more into the game and understanding, like, when you got 2 strikes, like, let's make it uncomfortable for that hitter. Like, let's get into the game. And so, we just kind of decided to try to spread people out through the stadium and try to, get people to kind of follow in their footsteps. And obviously the crowds, they haven't been as good as they normally are with everything that's been with the restrictions and everything. But tonight's crowd was great. And those guys are working their tails off and really putting a lot of energy. And, again, it's probably not nearly as enjoyable when there's not as many fans there, but they're never quiet. They keep doing their jobs and, just hoping more people in the crowd will follow them. And that's basically what they're there for. So just appreciative that they show up every day. And, it can be, I guess it can be kind of embarrassing, and it can be, wearing the chicken suit or whatever, like, and it can be, just the same thing every game. And like, man, like, there's nobody's following us. There's not a lot of fans here, but they never seem frustrated. They never seem like, I can't believe I have to do this. Like, they just do it, and they've really bought into it. So I'm really grateful for, everyone that's kind of set that up and those people out there that are out there every game, just giving us energy. Like, I thought it made a difference tonight. Like, just a bigger crowd and the energy was awesome. And, that's what we're trying to do long term. Like, we have this great opportunity. There's no professional baseball anywhere near us anymore. Daytona's the closest place. There's no minor league baseball. Like, this is a baseball town. Like, we should be able to draw thousands of people every night, no matter who we're playing, no matter what the weather is, no matter what time of day it is. Like, I believe we have that opportunity here. I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm here. And it's something that I've been pushing. And, just excited for the future to be able to do those kind of things and just get more people in the game, the crowd, make this a home field advantage. Like, we're 3-11 or 4-11 in 1-run games. Those home games, like, that matters. Like, the crowd matters, like, making a difference, making it uncomfortable for the opposing team. And we went to Tulane last week, and they had, again, they sell alcohol at the stadium, which is huge. but they had kids that were all over our kids, and they were just screaming. They stood right next to our dugout. They had to be warned several times. I think several of them got kicked out. But you know what? It made it really, really difficult to play. Now, it was also awesome, just to be able to play in those atmospheres. Those are the things that the kids are going to talk about for the rest of their lives. But it also makes it really uncomfortable. It makes it difficult, and it can be annoying, and it makes it hard to play. And you want that home field advantage. You want to make it difficult on the other team. You want to give our guys that extra motivation or that extra lift, and be able to help us get through the big moments and whatnot. So those marketing guys are helping it, but we are a baseball town, and we're the only baseball show in town. And I believe that this is a great product that I think a lot of people just unfortunately don't know about. And if we can get people here and realize what a cool atmosphere it is, what a cool place, and how great our kids are, and how hard they play, but also how involved they are with the kids, and signing autographs and all that kind of stuff. And I think we can make this place special. We just got to put the time and effort and resources into it.
Coach, you talked about how the wind has made scoring runs in this series a pretty difficult task. So what made the bottom of the first inning different from the rest of the game? Because you guys managed to get a pretty good amount of runs in there.
Yeah, and they only gave us 2 free bases. In college baseball, Coach Tom just talks about all the time, to put up crooked numbers in college baseball, you usually don't bang the ball around the park a lot. It's a walk, a hit by pitch, an error, a couple hits, and then a big hit. Next thing you know, you're scoring some runs. They only gave us 2. And we knocked out 5 hits in the first inning, but guys just going up we had a great game plan and a great approach to that guy, being able to see the sinkers up and be able to stay through the middle of the field, to kind of neutralize the off-speed stuff, especially his changeup. And we just stayed in the middle of the field, a lot of base hits up the middle. Again, we weren't you can't try to hit the ball at the ballpark. You just got to try to get the next guy up, find a way to put the barrel on the ball, hit up the middle of the field. And so we were able to do that. And really, again, we just jumped on them, and that was awesome. We needed it. And again, it gave Jack and especially AJ the breathing room that they needed to go out there and be themselves and just go out there and compete and execute pitches.
What does it mean for you guys to have your first shutout since April 3rd, I believe, against USF?
I don't know. I have no idea. The pitchers will probably, it's the last one of the year, so usually we get pitchers BP when we pitch shutout. So I don't know if we'll have time this time, but I'm just glad to win the game. We've been pitching really well this weekend. So shutout, 1 run, it doesn't matter. I just want guys to pitch well and be confident and believe in themselves and kind of be on a roll as we go into the tournament. So it's just good to see us playing good baseball on all 3 facets. We played great defense. We made 1 error, but Alex Freeland made some great plays at shortstop. Ben McCabe, picking some balls at first, making some great plays. So just all 3 facets playing the game well right now. So I'm just more happy about that than anything else.
You talked about Jordan Rathbone earlier, while you talked about his off the field, I just wanted to ask the question about his on the field performance. I took a look at the stats real quick, and half of his home run total has come within the last month. Yeah. Well, what's it been like watching Jordan Rathbone through this last month of his college career?
Well, again, just been really proud of him. He just continues to get better and better, but you do that by just showing up every day, competing, being tough, not worrying. Again, he could have got super frustrated today with the lineouts and balls. He's like, he came in and said, man, I should have 2 home runs today. You know what I mean? But that doesn't affect his next at bat. Although he's upset in that moment, he's not the type of person, and the mental game comes into effect and how tough he is, that he doesn't allow that to affect him. So if he goes 0 for 4 tonight, I ain't worried about him tomorrow. I know he's going to come out and play well. He's not going to put any more pressure. Oh my gosh, I went 0 for last night. I got to get some hits today. Just goes out there and tries to put the barrel on the ball. But you do that by your preparation, by being tough, by trusting in your abilities and having a process and a routine that you do, and whether that's routine before the game or that's your routine on deck and in the hole and then up to the plate, and just being able to make a bad swing or swing and miss at a pitch you think you should hit, and then just be able to flush it, do your routine, and get back into trying to put another barrel on the ball and win the pitch. And so just his mental toughness, his overall toughness, it's been awesome just to see the growth the last 3 years. And again, you can't say enough about how much he means to this team. And he's put us on his back for a lot of the offensive stuff. To be able to have 14 home runs and hit 7 of them in the last month, just been the heart and soul of our offense. And this team isn't anywhere where it is right now if we don't have him on our team. So just grateful that he puts on a Knights uniform every day.
I read in the series preview that you also honor Kenny Serwa tonight, and he's going to be pitching tomorrow. What are you looking to see out of him in your last regular season game?
I mean, the same thing. We just need to get him rolling. You know, he's pitched okay, but hasn't pitched as well as I know that he can. And obviously, being hurt in the fall and early on in the winter just has kind of stunted that. But you know, he's a guy that's been through the ringer and pitched in college before. So I just want to see him come out and execute pitches. Just kind of again toe the line in terms of all the guys that have pitched in the first 3 games. Just continue to do the same thing that those guys have been doing. Just attack the zone, be able to execute pitches. And go out there and trust your defense. So wins should be about the same tomorrow. So it's still going to be difficult to score runs, but need to go out there and just be him and do the things that we know that he can do and give us a shot. And the bullpen will be rested. All those guys will have 1 inning tomorrow, so we don't need 7 innings out of them. Just give us 5 innings, and you know Bennett and Vespi and Litchfield and McKay, they can all throw an inning. And you know, obviously, if the game is close, if not, we'll get some other guys in there. But he's got a bullpen. He doesn't need to save anything for the later innings. He just needs to go out there and try to close out the first inning. If I allow him to go out there for a second, just go out there and close out the second. And when I tell him he's done, just let the bullpen do their job.
While there is still the subject of determining home and away designations, what does it feel like for you to now know who your opponent's going to be when you go to Clearwater?
I ain't thought about it for a minute, other than just trying to get the home team. You know, I'll worry about Cincinnati, tomorrow after the game and start trying to game plan for that. But I haven't put too much thought into it, man. Just trying to win these games and try to get home field advantage in that first game.